Airbnb business in Kenya. That's what we are going to be talking about in today's video. So if you are wondering if Airbnb is still a good business in Kenya, is it worth starting an Airbnb business in Kenya? You want to stay to the very end of this video so that you can learn more. I have been on Airbnb for the last 13 years, on and off as a host, but I'm continuously for the last 13 years as a guest. So I am going to be speaking from a lived experience. So you want to stick to the very end so that you can learn about Airbnb business in Kenya. Hey everyone, if you've ever thought about starting an Airbnb business in Kenya, you've probably wondered, is it still worth it? The short answer, it depends. So let's break it down and talk about what makes Airbnb work and why your value proposition is everything in 2024, in 2025, 2026, and beyond. So let's dive right in. So for quite a number of years, especially when I started off with Airbnb 13 years ago, that was around 2010, 2011, thereabout, Airbnb business was booming around the world, including in Kenya. This was mainly because travelers were really loving the flexibility and the unique experiences they were getting by getting the accommodation from an Airbnb instead of a hotel or a resort, for example. So within a few years, the competition has grown and travelers are now a lot pickier about where they stay when they are on vacation. So the key question is, what makes your Airbnb different? That is what is going to determine whether you get booked or not. So in my experience and from my observation, take this from somebody who has, as I've said, been on Airbnb for the last 13 years and also who has been traveling a lot. I have been to more than 100 countries around the world, and I always try to stay in beautiful Airbnbs. So what I have noticed is that the properties that are still thriving, especially in Kenya and even around the world, are the ones that offer a unique experience, either in design, in location, and everything around just being different and standing out. So think about a treehouse in Naivasha, a beachfront cottage in Diani, or even just wood cabin in Nanyuki. So these places offer something that guests cannot find in a hotel, and people are willing to pay a premium for this kind of uniqueness. So that's what you want to ask yourself before you start your Airbnb business. What makes you different from a hotel? Because remember, like with Airbnb, you have to do the cooking for yourself and sometimes even the cleaning. While in a hotel, you simply just wake up and go. They do your bed, they do the cleaning, they do the dishes, they do the cooking, they do everything for you. So you have to ask yourself, why would somebody sacrifice all that luxury to come and live at my property? That's a question you need to keep answering, even as you think about starting your Airbnb business in Kenya or anywhere for that matter in 2024, 2025 and beyond. So it all comes down to your value proposition. Ask yourself, what makes your space stand out? Are you offering breathtaking views? Are you offering cultural immersion? Are you offering quiet away from the hustle and bustle that is Nairobi City, whatever city it is that your Airbnb is? Or are you offering luxury at an affordable price? So the more specific and appealing your value proposition is, the better your chances of succeeding on Airbnb. And guys, take this from somebody, those of you who have been watching my travel channel, I recently showcased some wood cabins in Nanyuki, and you will not believe that those cabins were put on Airbnb less than a month ago. They were listed sometime in October. And as of the shooting of this video, they are fully booked until January because they are so unique, they are so beautiful. The host has really taken her time with the interior design and decor and just the quiet of the place. Guys, go and watch those videos so that you can understand what I'm talking about. And then something else you need to consider as you are asking yourself, is Airbnb business in Kenya still viable? your audience. So targeting the right audience is very, very crucial. So Kenya, for example, we are looking at the local Kenyans themselves. We are looking at the local tourists that come to Kenya. We are looking at international travelers. We are looking at even digital nomads. So you can ask yourself, if let's say you have this beautiful space in the heart of Nanyuki, you just probably just need to buy Starlink, and automatically your space becomes appealing to digital nomads who are looking to work in beautiful spaces but have access to high um, connectivity, fast speed internet. Put maybe a generator or something there, and you're covered in terms of targeting digital nomads, for example. If your Airbnb is near Nairobi, for example, near Mombasa or Kisumu, any of the cities, you could cater to business travelers or people who are looking for weekend getaways. So just make sure that your Airbnb is unique. It's beautiful, it's appealing, and will just make somebody feel that they're really outside of Nairobi, for example. So if let's say it is in Watamu or Diani or Malindi or Lamu, you might want to focus on beach lovers. So just make it have everything that a beach lover would want. So capitalize on your views, capitalize on the sound of the waves, capitalize on the sand, capitalize on sunsets and sunrises and all that, okay? Number 5 factor you have to consider when you're asking yourself, is Airbnb business still viable? Is it still worth starting an Airbnb business in Kenya in 2024 and beyond? Just note that competition is fierce. So you have to stay competitive. You need to make sure that you monitor your pricing, update your listing regularly so that the algorithms can, algorithms like fresh content, yeah? So if you add, maybe you previously didn't have hot water, but now you have it included there. If you just built a pool recently, please include it in your listing. If your guests complain that your place has too many mosquitoes and you don't have mosquito nets, and you recently just installed them, go and add it in your listing that is now available. If you just had Starlink installed in your property that previously didn't have it, it's your turn to make sure that you go and update your listing accordingly. And customer service is big. Like, people will forget about you, but they will never forget how they felt in your presence. So last but not least, don't forget the importance of first impressions, the photos on your listing. Please make sure that they are clickable and make people just want to live in your space. Take advantage of great photographer. You can hire a photographer, or when your hosts, when guests come to your space and you notice maybe you have a creative visiting, or you have somebody who just loves pictures, you can ask them, hey, I can see you really love pictures. Please share with me any photos that you might have taken. I mean, just, there's no harm in asking. You know what I mean? So back to our question, is Airbnb still a viable business in Kenya? Is it still worth starting an Airbnb business in Kenya? Yes, but only if you bring something special to the table. So that's what you need to ask yourself. What do you bring to the table that is different than what you already have on the menu? The days of generic listings making big bucks are over. Those days of those some spaces with funny colors, and you know what I'm talking about, those days are over. Focus on offering unique experiences, unique spaces, unique houses, unique things, views and all that. Target the right guests. The premium guests are the ones you want. They will keep you booked. They will pay top dollar. They complain less. And make your property unforgettable. Like, you guys must have noticed, I really had a great time in Nanyuki. I cannot stop talking about Nanyuki and that Airbnb that I stayed at and the 5 other properties that I visited. Guys, make it memorable. So if you're already running an Airbnb business, please share your experience in the comment section below. Am I just speaking stories at Java, or am I actually hitting the nail on the head? And if you're thinking about starting, hit like, and subscribe for more tips on making your Airbnb dreams a reality. And make sure you also check our playlist. We have an entire set of videos in the Airbnb series. Please go and watch them. I'm sure they'll make a difference for you and your business. So see you in the next video, and your Airbnb business starts now. So do make it unique. Bye-bye.